Hello and welcome to a new Terraria Calamity playthrough. Of course, I couldn't let this just be a normal playthrough, so let me give you a rundown of what's so special about it. This is a space and sky themed playthrough. This means that all weapons, armors, and accessories are banned, unless they are related to space or the sky in some way, with the exception of tools like pickaxes and all the wire stuff, and mounts. This challenge will require a lot of thinking and problem solving, and chances are certain parts of the game will be harder than others. Without any further ado, let's just get started before I properly think about whether this is a good idea or not. Immediately I open the starter bag and throw away all the weapons, as I cannot use any of them. My only methods of dealing damage now are with my copper tools minus the short sword. Oh, and no, I'm not doing this challenge in death mode. The start of this challenge is surprisingly brutal. Our first and only accessory that we can get for a while is the cloud in a bottle. Now, it's obvious how this is related to the sky, but if it's not obvious why I let myself allow on any item with my space and sky theme, I'll let you know. Another thing to mention is that if an item is crafted with something that is heavily related to space and the sky, that item that is crafted is immediately validated. This only applies to a few crafting materials though, such as fallen stars and the pillar fragments. Apart from having no armor, accessories, or weapons, the start of the game is actually quite normal though. Now that I had been in the world for a while, I decided to look for the skies, in search of some sky-themed gear. Unfortunately, without gravitation potions, there wasn't much to grab. Although progression was slow, it was about to get much faster. A few fallen stars collected and we have our first weapon in our limited arsenal, the crystalline. It's actually quite a good early pre-hard mode rogue weapon with its splitting shots, and can protect us from most common enemies, though it's a shame it can't protect me from my own stupidity. After an unsuccessful mining trip, I went right back up to space to harvest gems and life crystals from the planetoids, as well as hopefully finding some sky islands. I was able to defend against harpies with the crystalline, but my lack of movement speed was becoming to be an issue. Since I was yet to find any gravitation potions, I opted to just craft some myself. The sky chests were too valuable to miss out on this challenge. Thanks to my newly crafted gravitation potions, I was able to grab the Star Fury, a reliable ranged melee weapon, as well as clouds to craft the cloud in a bottle. I was finally getting somewhere. Now that I had the Star Fury, a cloud in a bottle, and a good pickaxe, I had to address my horizontal mobility. For bosses like Wall of Flesh and the mechs in hard mode, I would need some method of moving swiftly. Unfortunately, every single running boot accessory until the Angel Treads are banned for this challenge, even lightning boots. I didn't know whether lightning boots were related to the sky enough to count, so I decided to just avoid any rule breaking and not use them. Luckily for me, I remembered one very niche item that could help me immensely. Located in the underground ice biome. There is only one of this item in a Calamity world, and with it, most bosses would become possible. And, after close to an hour of searching in the underground, just when I thought I had explored every part of the caves, I found it. The Tundra Leash. Not only is it a mount item, thus it's allowed, but it allows me to run at a speed slightly higher than the Hermes boots, can deal damage by ramming enemies, and even increases damage reduction when running. I only found that out while making this video. With it, so many things become possible, but there's one particular material that becomes much more accessible, and its source is located in the Crimson. In fact, it's the sole reason why I chose the Crimson as the world evil. It's time to take on our first boss, the Perforators. The Perforators are a perfect boss for those lacking movement speed, as the boss itself can be easily lured into moving a certain way. Additionally, its projectiles break upon contact with solid blocks, so constructing a roof makes it even easier. This doesn't mean it's completely free though, as the worm phases do pose a threat. Due to having literally zero defense, taking many hits in a short amount of time is lethal. Luckily, there are peaceful breaks between the worms spawning to recover health and build up adrenaline. Unfortunately, fighting a boss off tier has its downsides, as I died to the last worm. Also, I really don't know what happened here, so I'll let you see for yourself. Thank you, Immunity Frames, for ceasing to exist in my time of need. My jump height only just let me reach my row of platforms, so I lowered it slightly. That was the only arena renovation I made, but it was enough, so here's attempt number 2. With the perforators defeated, Area Light is now in our world, which, due to it being sky themed, provides me with an entire tier's worth of items to use, but that will be for next time. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough concept of mine, and I hope to see you in part 2 where we'll complete the rest of Pre-Hardmode.